From 1788 to 1820, Australia was said to be a simple outpost for prisoners. And we're told even before that, before the colonizers arrived, it was hunter and gatherers, just like in America. No real infrastructure was yet put in place. And also, just like in America, these convicts were some artsy MFers. Between 1788 and 1868, over 165,000 convicts were shipped to Australia, and they're credited with building everything: roads, bridges, ports, and public buildings. Even in Western Australia, these prisoners are said to have built the prisons that they'd spend the rest of their lives in. And from 1855 to 1859, these bad boys are said to have built Great Hall at the University of Sydney. Now, mind you, this is just 70 years after colonization, when there was supposedly nothing here. And a place that looks like that and is named like that has to have a huge pipe organ, right? But that was supposedly added later in the 1880s. And you know, if a freshly built city has a university that looks like that with a ginormous pipe organ, you already know post office gonna look like this. This post office was said to have been built from 1866 to 1891. Not from convict labor though. These were hired hands supposedly, but convict labor did quarry the stone. It's said that the sculptor that carved these faces onto the post office was criticized for doing it. But we should all know by now that that's just a silly little story to hide the fact that there wasn't a sculptor. And these are the people that probably built this, or their gods. And of course, it wasn't just Sydney. This is Brisbane's town hall, built in 1 year, 1891 to 1892, right when an economic crash was going on. And before Brisbane's town hall was erected, their custom house was in 1886 to 1889. And we can't forget about Brisbane's Treasury building, which is said to have been built in between 1886 and 1928. Yeah, just in different stages. It was possible. And I can't make this video without talking about Melbourne's World's Fair, right? This is the Royal Exhibition Building. It covered 64 acres, and it was done in 18 months. And this 1880 Royal Exhibition Building was not like the other ones. This was built to last. This was not temporary. It still stands there today. But looking at it, you know it's just one of those buildings that they walked up to and they go, okay, what's the narrative for this one? We're not going to be able to tear this bad boy down. And even Brisbane's exhibition building was built to last. Not temporary, still there today. It was built in 12 months with only 300 workers, supposedly. There was 1.3 million bricks used. Magnificent and very Moorish. Again, I mean, can you imagine walking up to these and go, just like, what are we going to do? What's the plan here? I mean, the project manager for all these lies had to have been pulling his hair out. Had to have been. He died early, for sure. All right, Paul, go put your horse and buggy in front of it. We're going to take a picture of it and say we just built it, okay? Oh, and by the way, the steeple on Sydney's post office, yeah, it was cut off because of World War II air raids. They were scared, so they cut it off. And then they built it back up. Weird how that happens so much, right? And another unbelievable part about Sydney is that there are tunnels everywhere. I mean, everywhere. They just go left, right, up, down. And here you have the butthole of Sydney right there. Told you. The same stories. The same megalithic architecture. Impossible to do at that time. We must have been much more than we were led to believe, right? Let's try to get back there. Love y'all, and have a good day.